Hi everybody, it's Susan from Garden Interest. I do apologize. I was not able to do another video in a week's time like I usually try to do. But I'm here now and I have something nice to do another DIY with you all. It's been such a busy season for me and I have not been able to be in the garden like I want to for the past 2 weeks. And so I do apologize. I know you guys really love to go on a tour with me in the garden and see what's happening. Right now, if you notice, I don't know if you can hear it in the background. I'm on my back porch because I'm not able. I wanted to do something outside with this DIY. I wanted to do it outside, but it is raining, guys. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous out there? It looks a bit hazy because of all the rain. It is just pouring rain, but it's just beautiful even though we're on the back porch. So I wanted to share with you all that this is like the busiest time of the year work-wise for me in the office. And so I'm finding that I'm finding more and more that I'm getting busier and busier in the office. So please bear with me if I'm not with you every single week, but I will do my utmost best to come with something every week because I know it's much pleasure for me to share with you what I'm doing. So even if it's just a short walk through or just to show you something neat in the garden that's blooming, I'm going to try my best to do something to bring some interest from the garden for you. So today I am going to show you, I actually purchased this beautiful pot. I'm going to show you right now. And I do want to pot it up because I fell in love with it and I thought this would be so pretty on my front porch or anywhere I want to put it, whether it's my back porch or front porch. But right now I'm going to put it on my front porch. And so I want to show you what I want to do. So I'm going to use some real succulents, and I'm also going to do some an orchid. So I'm going to combine an orchid with some succulents in this pot. It is, I call it the face pot because it's one of those pots that it's made out of. This one is made out of, it feels like cement. And it is just beautiful. I love the natural state of it. Let me turn the camera around, guys, so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is the pot I'm talking about, guys. The face pot. I just love this. And it's made of this cement texture. It's really nice. You can see it from the side. But it's mostly to the front. You can see it's really nice all the way around. It's really nice. So got this, and so I went out and I got some succulents. They're not artificial, they're real this time because I've done these artificial, but I decided I'm going to use some real succulents this time and share with you all that I also do that. And I'm going to use a cosmocoat, of course, with soil when I'm putting it in here for the succulents. And I'm going to use this beautiful orchid. I'm not sure if this is the real name. I should have Googled it before I show it to you, but this is the tag that it came with, in case you're interested. Hawaiian Punch. And so I am going to plant this up for you and show you. You can see that it's already being spent. It was in bloom for a while. So I won't have it in bloom for a long time. But what is great about this orchid is that it will give me some new ones. Oh, I'm getting a new one there already. Look, guys. See that? That's a new one, new shoot coming up there. And that one too. But it looks like it's kind of spent or it might have been broken. So we'll see. And then this is also a new one. So I have a couple new stuff on there. So yes, that's thunder, guys. So hopefully we can get this video done, because it's really been raining here and on and off in the Cayman Islands. But it's just beautiful. We just love it. The plants are loving it. So hopefully we won't have much lightning on my back porch here. We can get what we can get done. All right, guys, let's get cracking on this so we can see the end product of this planter. All right. Okay. So I'm going to put the screen in the bottom because it has a hole in there, and I want to make sure that the soil doesn't come out and it has good drainage. And then I'm just going to move this from here, and I'm going to put some soil. I'm going to put some soil in there. Or I'll just bring it up so I can show you the soil. So guys, I am using potting soil, and I always do whenever I'm potting up a pot. I'll use the potting soil to do this. When you see me do this, I am not stamping in it too hard because I don't want to. I'm just basically getting rid of a lot of the air that's within the soil, but I'm not compacting it too much that it doesn't have proper airflow in there. The reason I do this is because a lot of times, if you notice, sometimes if anybody's had any experience in planting anything, if you plant into a pot and you just loosely put the soil in there, after a while when you water it, it tends to sink and go down quite low. So when you compact it slightly, it reduces that from happening. So it gives you an estimate of how much more soil you need to put in there. Now I'm filling this, and I'm going to look and see, because this is the face of the pot, and so I want to put to the back. I'm going to actually place this like here, so that I can utilize this section here for my succulents. And this then will house the orchid. So I'm just going to make sure where I put the pot that I have it high enough and I have sufficient soil in here. The soil is a little tough because it's slightly damp. So it's not as loose as you typically see it when I'm potting. So what I'm doing is just compacting a little bit, like where the pot is going, like that. And I think that will be fine, because I don't want it too high out of the pot itself. And I just want it a little more elevated, because when I put the succulents in here, it will kind of cover here a bit, and it will look nice. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it at this point. I'm just compacting it just to see. You'll have to loosen up just a little bit when we put the succulents. And then I want to be able to leave a little bit of the edge in there, because I want to be able to, if I'm kind of in between putting the succulents pretty tight together in here. I'm not going to use all the succulents, but I'm going to work with which ones I like best for this design. And then I would like to put them close, so I may not have to use any pea gravel like I normally do to finish it up, but I may put in here, we're going to actually use a different kind of medium as well. So that's why it's important to think this through before doing these different steps. So that's what I'm doing for right now, but we may have to do a little bit of adjustment, but for right now that looks good. Well, let's get this off the table and we can get cracking. So this is the potting medium, and what I have in here is a mixture of charcoal. We have the clay pebbles, and we have the bark, Orchid bark. My hands are messy, but that's what it looks like, and it's different sizes of it in there. And there's a little bit of perlite mixed in here as well, not as much, but you'll see there's a little bit of perlite mixed in there. So those are usually the three combinations I use for my orchids generally when I'm potting. So let me wipe this up a little bit and then we'll get to that. Okay guys, so I'm gonna pull this back and work with it so you can see what I'm doing. So I think the first thing I want to do is to get the orchid planted in here. Just gonna put just a little bit in there. I'm going to take it out of this, and I've assessed it, and I can see that it's in a good mixture of stuff too. But a lot of times if you're not comfortable, and I'm going to do it just to demonstrate, if you're not comfortable with what it's potted into, you can see all the root systems and everything on this orchid is looking great. I'm going to take all of this off so you can see and just use my own bark. Okay, so I'm just gonna remove all of this. It's just a matter of just gently rubbing it a little bit, I call it, just, you know, gentle, and just getting as much of this off as you can. So you can see there's good to check it sometimes, because sometimes some of the vendors, they tend to put stuff some of the moss in here to keep the roots of it watered, and they don't have to water it as often. But when you're growing orchids for yourself, it's best to remove that, because it will cause the roots to rotten away if you're not careful with how you're watering. And a lot of my orchids, I grow them outdoors, so it's safe when you're doing that outdoors, because it rains and you have the different environment issues that you're dealing with. So that's what I do. So this looks good. I'm just going to use it like this to remove this stick here, or stake, and take off this. We can put it back on once it's potted. Another practice that I normally do, but I can see that everything looks great here, is I usually wash it off of the actual soil it came in. And I also tend to, I'm a firm believer of using peroxide. I'll spray a bit of peroxide on there and let it fizz a bit and get rid of any excess disease or anything that might be growing on the roots that you may not necessarily see. And then I'll rinse it off again, and then I'll pot it. But in this instance, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and pot it as it is. So here we go, and I'll just shift this out of the way for now and show you what I'm doing. So I take and I put, I'm going to try and let you see this a little better. Just give me a sec. Okay. So I'm going to put this in here like this, center it where I want it, and I'm just seeing if I need some more medium, which I want it to be this part of it in line with here. So I'm just going to put a little bit more medium in it before finishing potting this. Okay, so that's where I want it. It's just slightly below, but that's fine. That's fine. We're gonna work with that. And then we just keep putting in bark, and we push it down around the sides of it. Just hold the orchid firm once we get some more bark in there. You notice I'm pressing really, really hard around the sides of near the rim, and that's a very good practice as well. Don't be afraid of it, you know, pressing down too hard on the roots. The roots are very, how should I say it, durable. They can manage. They do like to be firm in the pot. They don't like to be wibbly and wobbly in the pot. They like a good sturdiness within the pot so that they can adequately grow and get settled in there and attach to the pot and the medium. So it's pretty firm in there. But what I will do is also because I just freshly potted, I'd also use the stick and put it back in. So I'll put the stick pretty close to the plant and push it all the way down as I can. And I'll just, the one that's in bloom, I'll just attach it to that for now. Okay, now I'm gonna decide which succulents we're gonna use. Kind of like that. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm not going to use this one because I don't want it to elevate too much above the orchid. I want the orchid to more stand out. And so I'm going to use the lower growing ones. This one is also beautiful. I love the texture of it. So I may just put one or two of these in there. We'll see. Might use this one in here, even though it seems like it may grow a little taller. We'll see what I can fit in there. But I'm just gonna break some of these down. I'm not gonna use all of it because they have different ones in there. This has like about 3 in there. So I'll just break it down and work with it. All right, so let's get cracking. You're probably thinking, how is she gonna put all of those orchids in there? I mean, succulents in there. Sometimes you'll be surprised how much stuff we can fit into one pot. So I'm gonna just break this down like this because I can see the one I want. So just gonna push my finger in there and I'm just gonna rip it away from the others. I'll put the others back in the pot and just use this. So I'm gonna take the soil off this because I already have soil in here and I don't wanna, I can work with what I have. I'm just gonna soften up the soil a little bit in here with my scissors. I'm always using scissors when I'm planting succulents. It does help when I have to plant. So I'm gonna put this one on the far end over here. Just create a little space to tuck that in there. Yeah, and then I'm gonna use the soil and just take and push it back that way. So as I go along, I may just put a little more soil in, but for now, I'm just going to work with the succulents and getting them in there how I want them to look. Okay, I like that. That has like a bluish tone to it. So I'm thinking I'll probably put something with this kind of coloration. It has a little bit of red in there. So I'm gonna, again, separate this one. This has about 3 in there. I may use it again, so I'm just going to hold on to it. And then I'm just gonna push some more soil up against there, and I'm just gonna tuck that right there. So already I can tell I do need more soil, so I'm gonna get more soil. So I'm getting the fresh soil, and I'm just going to tuck it in there and push it up against it, like that. And just I make it in as tight as I can to hold it in place. Now I like this, so I'm gonna actually put this in it there. It's got a tight root system. So push a little more soil there. And I'm going to put this one here. Okay, I want to be able to use this, but more on the side. So I'm going to actually think about possibly using one of these now. And I'll just tuck that right in there. Oh, let me just put a little more soil. I try to compact it with some more soil between each of them so they don't have to fight over the same amount of soil. It's not looking great, guys. I'm loving it. Totally loving it. Now, because this has more of a greenish hue blue tone, this has some really great speckles in there. And this one has underlining speckling linings there. And then in the center has like that nice green look. I think I am going to use the speckly one beside it. Gonna put a little more soil in there because it's needing more soil. Okay. Now I think I'm going to use one of these again and put them there. Just gonna grab a little more soil, guys. I'm gonna turn it so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm getting to the end here now, and I have just a little bit of space. So I'm going to actually tuck this one in there. And then I'm going to try and get this one in. It's tight, but I'm going to work it. So what I want to do, I think I'm going to put it more in the back here. So I may just squeeze this one in first. Okay guys, around this side, it has a little opening right here. So I'm gonna put some more soil in here. If you can see it. I'm just putting a little soil there. And I'm gonna tuck the small one inside that. That's one good thing about succulents. They are very hardy and they do really well in tight spaces. As long as they're getting the amount of air they need and the amount of watering, which is not much, they do pretty well on their own. Yeah. So let me show you what everything looks like now. Let me clean up a bit, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so this is the final product. Look at that. I just have to do overall view for you guys. Isn't that the cutest thing? Even to the face look like it's smiling. So this is what it looks like close up, guys. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? I just love when we can put together plants and have them create such a beautiful centerpiece or accent piece amongst your living surroundings, and just make it such a beautiful, beautiful accent piece wherever you want it, whether it's in your garden or on your back porch, front porch, even in your living space, just for a period of time, all depending on whether the plant can enjoy indoors or outdoors. And it really makes a whole world of a difference. That's it, guys. That is our DIY for today. I do apologize for the lighting aspect. The lighting is not the greatest because of the weather on the back porch, but it is just to show that it's something that you can do, be creative, and just enjoy. As you can tell, the back doesn't matter because the back is going to go up against something in my instance, so that's why I was able to create this with this orchid pot in there. So that is it for this project, guys. And it's raining again. It had stopped for a while, but it started again. So guys, that's it for now. It has been a wonderful, wonderful project. I am so glad that I was able to get this done today to show you one of my DIYs. And those of you that have been following me, thank you so much for following me again. Thank you for all your comments, all of your love you've been sharing, and your likes. And those of you that are joining us for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you're inclined to watch more of my videos and those that I have already done in the past. There's tons more there that you can see, and I'm always bringing something forward when it comes to the garden interest. So thanks again, guys. I really appreciate you all, and I truly hope that this has inspired you to want to do something beautiful and add something gorgeous to either your porch, back porch, your garden space, even in your home, just for a time. Succulents do love sunlight. Some don't like direct light, but some can handle it. And orchids, definitely, they like this particular one, the dendrobiums. They do enjoy, more of a direct sun. Some don't like direct sun, but filtered sun, and they thrive really well. So again, thank you all so much for your love. Those of you that are visiting for the first time, please subscribe, like, and comment. I would love to hear from you. So thanks again, guys, and it's great to be here again with you all. Take care until next time. Bye for now.